guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be making this lovely African print pant trouser with elastic waist for our toddler, and this method you can use it for age 0 to 5 years. So this can be used for a male and it can be used for a female. Okay, so if you're making it for your baby girl, go ahead. If you're making it for your boy, go ahead. So it's for my little boy Jaden. As you all know, I'm not a mom now, so let's get started. Okay, so this is for a 3-month-old baby, and the one I'm still making is still for a 3-month-old baby. Okay, let's keep this aside. So the materials you're going to be needing your pattern paper, but you can do this directly on your fabric, but for illustration purpose I'm going to be using pattern paper. Then you'll be needing your fabric, any fabric of your choice. It's not compulsory to use African print. You can use a cotton, a polished cotton material, or any other material that you feel like and you feel comfortable using. Okay, so this is my African print. You'll be needing an elastic band. Okay, this is 1-inch elastic band. Then you'll be needing your hemming gum. So you'll be using your hemming gum, okay, for neat finishing at the hem. It's a non-sew. I didn't sew the hem. I use hemming gum to finish it off. Okay, so but if you want to sew yours, you're free, but this is neater. Then you need your paper, scissors, your pencil, the tape rule of course, and of course your measurements. Okay, so the waist I'm working with today is waist 17. Can we see it? Waist 17. I'm working with hip 24. So this hip 24 you might think is big. No, because they are still toddlers, you know, they wear diaper, they make use of diaper, so you need to add the diaper allowance. Actually without diaper his hip is 20. Okay, but with diaper I increased it to 24, so to ease movement for them. They don't need anything tight. Okay, so not too free, not too tight. So this is inclusive of the diaper. 24 inches the hip, then the trouser length is 13 inches, the ankle length is the ankle around circumference is 7 inches. So this ankle circumference you're going to increase it a bit, like you measure it not too tight, since I'm using a non-stretchy fabric. Okay, so it won't be too tight, so that they can easily put their leg through. So let's get started. So the first thing I marked here is my margin line. Of course, you know I like using margin lines to start anything I'm doing. Okay, so the next I'm going to impute is my waist to length, the trouser length. From the waist here, I'll mark down my 13 inches for the trouser length. Because it's going to be using an elastic. Okay, so because this trouser is going to be using an elastic, you will not make use of your waist measurements now. So you impute your hip measurements divided by 4. So I have hip measurement divided by 4, that is 6 inches plus additional 1 inch allowance. Okay, so this is it here. So to get your crotch depth, you divide your hip measurement by 4 plus 1 inch. That 1 inch is to ease movement. You know, you have to consider the diaper too that they are wearing. Okay, so you need to ease movement. Anything you're doing for a toddler, there should be an ease. So I have my hip 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 plus 1 inch for ease. That is 7 inches. So I'll mark down my 7 inches here. And I'll rule that out. Okay. So this measurement. You can use it for a baby girl, you can use it for a baby boy, you can use it for a child of 0 to 5 years. Okay, it's okay. You just need to be increasing the length and a little bit allowance. Okay, so it doesn't need to be too baggy, but it doesn't need to be too tight, just normal. So having gotten my crotch line, okay, this is the waist, this is the crotch line, this is the full length. Okay, so I'll bring down this my waist measurement down here. That is my hip measurement. Now I'll place it here. That is 24 divided by 4, 6, plus 1 inch for ease, 7. Okay, all right, so I'll rule that out. So having done this, having ruled it out, I'm going to extend my crotch extension. I'm going to extend it by 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches is okay for a child. Okay, so 1.5 inches, I'm going to extend it out here. From this hip line mark to here is 1.5 inches, your crotch extension. Okay, so this is it, 1.5 inches for my crotch extension. So you go up by 1.5 inches or 2 inches max. So I'm going up by 2 inches. You can do 1.5 inches, you can do 2 inches, but I'm doing 2 inches to bring out your curve. So from this crotch extension, connect it to this with your curve, not too curving, okay, just slightly curved. Now you have your crotch. Okay, so on this hemline we are going to impute our ankle measurement divided by 2. So I have 7 for the ankle measurement, divided by 2 will give me 3.5, but I'm going to be adding half inch for ease there. So you remember we didn't take it tight on the ankle, so there is ease already in the measurement, but I'll still add 0.5 inches for ease. Okay, so that will give me 4, and I will connect from this point to this point. So now we're going to be extending our sewing allowances. Okay, I'm going to be extending this by 2 inches, then here by 1 inch or half inch. You can do half inch, you can do 1 inch. Okay, then here half inch. For the upper part, I'm going to be extending it by 2 inches because of my elastic band, because I'm going to impute elastic band casing here. Okay, so this is 2 inches for my elastic band. Okay, then here I'm going to extend, this is the hemline, I'm going to be extending it to 2 inches too. Then for here I'll extend it with half inch. So you mark this out like slantly, or you fold it up and use it to shape the way this is. Okay, so you mark it out. By the time I cut it out, I'm going to fold it up and shape the way it is. You know it's going to be folded, so it needs to carry this shape like this. Okay, so this is our trouser pattern. Let me recap. My waist here, I used my hip measurement. My hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease, because it's having elastic. Okay, then here we have our hip measurement plus 1 inch. We form this box. Then our crotch length depth, we did the same thing, hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease. Okay, then we extended the crotch out with 1.5 inches. Then we marked our full length we have 2 inches sewing allowance here. We have 2 inches sewing allowance here because of the elastic band casing. Then we have 0.5 inches allowance right round. Okay, so this is your trouser pattern we will cut out now. So guys, this is our pants pattern with the allowances folded in. This is the allowance. When I fold it in, this is how it's going to be. This is the allowance. When I fold it in, can you see it? When I fold it in, so this is the pattern. So I'll go ahead now to transfer this pattern to my fabric. You're going to cut 4. Okay, so guys, this is our trouser. Okay, and this is it. I cut it out into 4 places. So you might say this place is straight or there is no shape. They are children. It's not compulsory to bring out the hip and everything. Once you put elastic here, this place is going to become small automatically and the hip will come out, every other thing will come out. You can see how smart this one is looking. This is the same way I made this. Okay, so we'll go over to the sewing machine now to stitch this. It will not take you any time to stitch. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to separate the two. All right, so we'll go down to stitch with 1/2 inch. We'll go down to stitch with 1/2 inch. This is my 1/2 inch mark right here. My 1/2 inch mark right here. So I'm going to sew the crotch area with 1/2 inch. The back stitch. So this is what we have. Once you're done, this is what you have. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is you can iron this out before this French seam finish. You know, they are kids and there are every tendency that they rough play. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to open it up like this. Open it up, then fold this tip in like so. Can we see it? When I open it up, this sewing allowance, you do it like a French seam. Okay, as if you're top stitching. You open it up very well. You can fold either way. You can fold this way or this way. Anyway, it's fine. So you open it up and fold in the tip. It's a sort of finishing and it's also a kind of making it stronger, so that it's not every day you be repairing or mending clothes. Okay, because you know kids can play. So you stitch on the edge. You stitch on the edge of this. Okay, so can even see it on adult trouser. If you bring out your jean, you will see this thing I'm talking about. You will see that the under was stitched double and the inside is looking like this. Okay, so please, for neat finishing sake, make sure you maintain the same folding allowance, so that you know when you turn the right side, it will be showing, the thread will be showing. So just make sure you maintain the same folding allowance and stitch. So I'll do this for the 2 parts and I'll tell us what next to do. So guys, this is what I have. I don't know if we can see this line. This is what I have. Okay, So the next thing to do now is to place right side facing each other, right side to right side. And so with ½ inch, you know, we gave ½ inch sewing allowance, so maintain your ½ inch sewing allowance. Okay, so guys, we are almost done. So this edge, you can use your weaving machine, your serger, to make it neat. Okay, your overlocker, or you can sew with zigzag stitch if you have a tabletop machine. Okay, the next thing to do is to make sure this crotch place, the crotch, they are touching each other. Make sure they are in the same place. You can use your pin to hold it down. Make sure they are in the same place, then you trace it down. Okay, you trace it down, and so with ½ inch. So you can notch here and here. Now for the 2 inches that you're going to fold in for your elastic, okay, you mark it. You can iron it down. You can first of all press down ½ inch, then you press down 1½ inches. You press down ½ inch, then you press down 1½ inches. But I'm going to do it here right now. So I'm going to mark my 2 inches on the 4 sides, the front part, to help me pin it down. Then the side, the same 2 inches. This is just to help me pin it down. Then the other side. The best is to press it down, but if you don't like getting up and sew and get up and sew like me, just do it the easy way. After all, they're kids. Okay, but pressing is very, very important in sewing. Okay, please don't be lazy. So I'm going to follow my mark to pin. Okay, so we can see what we have here. So I'm going to be sewing and be pushing in ½ inch. I will sew and push in ½ inch. I will sew and I'll push in ½ inch. Okay, I start from the side because I want the opening, because I will be leaving some space here to pass my elastic inside, so I want it to be at the side. So I'm starting from the side, push in my ½ inch. Please make sure you're pushing in ½ inch so that your elastic can have space to pass in. You know, your elastic is 1 inch. Okay, so push in ½ inch. You'll be left with 1½ inches. So the ½ inch is for the ease of the elastic to pass in. So let's sew. So close to the tip, please. Very, very close to the tip. So this is my starting point, if we can see it. So I'll be leaving at least half an inch from the starting point here. So I'll sew down to this point and leave this place open to pass my elastic. So we can see our waistline, okay, beautifully turned in. Now the crotch has been reduced, because I know that some people will be wondering, is this crotch not too much for a baby? See, now it's just 7 inches. It's back to our 7 inches. Then remember, it's supposed to be 6 inches, but because of diaper and ease of movement, it's now 7 inches. Okay, so now this is our waist. The waist we are working with is 17, and this here now is 25. So we need to gather it back to 17. So this is my 1 inch elastic. For me to know the amount of elastic I'm going to be using, okay, I'm going to measure out 14. You know the waist is 17, and I'm deducting like 3 inches. So this is our 14. I'll pin it down. I'll pin down this 14 where it is. I won't cut out yet, please. I'll pin it down. But if you have a better way of measuring your elastic, you can do that. But I deducted 3 inches from the waist. I pinned the 14 inches down, okay? So I want to stretch it out to see if it will reach that 17 inches with ease. Let's see the elastic limit of this 14 inches. 25 inches is the elastic limit with ease, okay? So 14 inches is okay. To fit your elastic into this, I'm using this, but you can use your safety pin if you have. I don't have one around, so I'm making use of what I have. I'll just push it in, let it stay inside and secured. Then I'll pass it through the hole I left, making sure it follows suit. Okay, so because we have enough room for the elastic to pass in, it won't be that hard. Just pull it as you go. So I'll secure with my sewing machine. I'll sew it down. If you have a zigzag machine, please make use of the zigzag machine. Okay, after securing, I will push everything inside, then stitch up my space. So this is our trouser, almost done. Okay, so it's left for us to push this sewing allowance inside. Don't mind the shape. Once you push it in, you won't see that shape again. So we'll go over to the pressing table now. So guys, here we are on the ironing table. I have to press everything out first before folding the hem. So guys, this is the reason why this part was extended in the beginning in our pattern. This part, this extension here, is because when you fold it in like this, so that it can accommodate this area, You get? Because if it's equal with the hem, it won't be able to accommodate this area. Okay, can we see? All I did was to just fold it in. The second leg is still like our pattern, then you fold it in. Okay, so you fold it in like this. Just arrange it very well. Then you measure to make sure you have exact same thing you ought to have. Okay, this is 2 inches, 2 inches. So you make sure you have exact same thing, or you can do like this edge meeting this point, then you pull it out. And if one is longer than the other, you arrange it. So you won't have one leg longer than the other. So having done this, you're going to give it a nice press. After pressing it, then you fold it in again. So let's just press it. Let's do it one after the other. Okay, I've pressed it, so I'll tape it in. You know how you want to sew down? The only difference now is that we are not sewing down. We just want to use hemming gum. Okay, so when you tape it in, you can use 1/2 inch, you can use 1 inch. Just tape it in. Push it inside, then you press. So having pushed it in, as you can see, you see this, see the other one, this salvage end is still out. See the one I pushed in. Then I'll insert my hemming gum. I like doubling it so that it will last long. Okay, I'll insert my hemming gum in, and I'll iron. It works with heat, so once you put it in, it will seal it up. Okay, you see, sealed. Then I'll turn the other one. If you have a better way to do this, please feel free to do it. If you want to sew it down, please sew it down. If you have a better way to do it, please do it. Or you can finish this hem before sewing up the sides or the inseam. Okay, if you have a better way, do it. So guys, at the end of the day, after the pressing, this is what I have. Okay, this is it. Lovely, right? This is it. Not too free, not too tight. Okay, so this is it. You iron it and you're done. So guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Put on the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. kindly share my videos. Thanks for watching. Bye. Lovely.